The human blinked against the harsh glow of the arena lights, the black crystal floor beneath him humming faintly with energy as if the ground itself were impatient. The crowd's collective murmur was a strange mixture of anticipation and irritation. Alien voices overlapping in complex harmonics that made his ears ring. He adjusted the sleeve of his jacket, a completely futile human gesture in the face of what was about to happen, and tried to look confident. "Okay," he muttered to himself. "So far this doesn't feel like a trial. More like an intergalactic episode of Survivor, Predatory Edition." Above him, the alien queen floated on her throne, her long ears angled like radar dishes, picking up every sound, every whisper, every nervous squeak from the audience. She had pale, luminescent skin that seemed to glow faintly under the arena lights, and her eyes were as sharp as plasma blades. She looked at him, the corner of her mouth twitching in a way that suggested she was either deeply amused or profoundly irritated. He couldn't tell which, and he decided not to ask. The gates at the far end of the arena hissed open, releasing a wave of heat and a scent that made his stomach flip. The beast emerged, a creature so immense that even the arena walls seemed to tremble in acknowledgement. 6 eyes glinted with alien intelligence, claws dug into the crystal with sparks flying, and jaws that could have swallowed a transport shuttle in a single bite flexed with terrifying potential. Paused, tilting its head as though it were trying to read him. The human took a cautious step forward. Hello? Nice day for, beast trials, huh?" His voice cracked in a way that sounded pitiful even to his own ears. The beast lowered its massive head, nostrils flaring, and sniffed him. Then it blinked, and blinked again. Instead of leaping, instead of roaring, instead of turning him into alien history, it took a deliberate step back. Then another, until it finally turned and retreated toward the shadows from which it had come. The arena went silent in a collective gasp that could have broken crystal if sound were that kind of force. The human blinked. Victory?" He raised a hand awkwardly. "Do I get a medal or—" "Oh no, don't bite me, please." High above, the queen's long ears twitched so sharply they could have sliced through thin metal. Her eyes widened, not in fear, but in absolute, unadulterated disbelief. The beast, the apex terror of her empire, had not attacked. It had hesitated. It had retreated. And somehow, somewhere, the impossible question began to form. Why? The arena buzzed with whispers that sounded like electrical interference, alien voices overlapping in a way that made the human's head spin. He shuffled on the crystal floor, glancing at the massive gates as if the beast might suddenly return to make him regret his poor life choices. "Note to self," he muttered. "Never sign up for intergalactic trials advertised as fun and fair." Above, the queen's long ears twitched like antennae, picking up every whisper, every clink of armor, every nervous chuckle from the audience. She descended slowly from her floating throne, her robes glowing faintly, casting prismatic shadows across the arena floor. Her gaze fixed on him, sharp and unrelenting, but there was something new in it, confusion. She had never seen her deadliest creation hesitate, let alone retreat. The massive gates groaned as they opened again, and the beast emerged. This time its steps were slower, careful, almost tentative. The human took an involuntary step back. "Okay," he said aloud. "Maybe it just needs encouragement, or maybe it just needs a snack. Do you like trail mix? No? Not into that. Tough crowd." The creature stopped a few meters away, lowering its massive head to his level. Its 6 eyes studied him intently, and for a moment the human swore he could see curiosity flicker across each one. He waved a hand awkwardly. "Hi there. Big guy. I promise I'm not tasty. At least not intentionally." A low rumble emanated from the beast, vibrating the air in a way that felt almost like a purr. The human tilted his head. "Wait, are you happy to see me? Or is that maybe a threat? Because honestly, I can't tell the difference." The audience gasped collectively. Alien nobles whispered in rapid, incomprehensible bursts. A guard accidentally dropped his plasma spear and jumped back in alarm. The queen's long ears twitched sharply, then drooped slightly, a subtle sign of disbelief among her people. Her empire's most fearsome weapon was behaving like a confused pet meeting a new owner. The human crouched slightly, as if trying to make himself smaller and friendlier. "Okay, new plan," he said. "We're going to take this slow. No sudden moves. No scary noises. No screaming." "Oh, crap. Maybe the screaming part was me." The beast let out another rumbling sound, almost like laughter, or maybe just alien amusement. Slowly, it inched closer, but not to attack. It stopped just a meter away and stared at him, tilting its massive head. The human swallowed. "Right, so apparently I'm not lunch. Maybe, a pack leader? I didn't sign up for this career path." The queen's expression hardened, then softened, then hardened again. She stepped closer, her long ears flicking like impatient wings. "Explain this," she said, her voice calm but thunderous, "or your presence in my empire will be less enjoyable." The human glanced up at her. Honestly, I was hoping we could start with coffee." The arena held its collective breath because the impossible was happening. The human and the beast were communicating without words, and somehow it was working. Several seconds passed, heavy and taut, as if time itself were trying to figure out what to do next. The translation drones floated like startled birds in the high ceiling of the chamber, blinking erratically as if they too were questioning reality. Admiral Ortega slowly turned his head toward Adrian, the lines on his face deepening with incredulity. "Lieutenant." "Yes, Admiral? Did you just speak alien?" Adrian scratched the back of his neck. "Technically, yes. Do you know alien?" "Technically, no." Across the chamber, the alien delegation erupted into rapid whispers. Their long ears twitched as the tonal language bounced sharply between them, rising and falling like an entire flock of frightened birds, sending ripples through the polished floor. One of the tall alien guards stepped forward, hand tightening around a strange curved weapon at his side. His long ears flicked violently, a warning signal in their culture. The queen raised a single hand. Instant silence fell. The drones stilled midair. Even the ambient hum of the chamber seemed to pause, waiting. She stepped down from her elevated seat with deliberate grace, her long ears angled forward in curiosity, as if she were examining a particularly perplexing specimen. She spoke. No translator activated. No mechanical voice repeated her words. But Adrian heard them, clearly, directly, inside his mind, as if the words had been waiting for him all along. "Human, repeat what you said." Adrian blinked. "You mean, the joke?" The queen tilted her head. "Yes." Admiral Ortega leaned closer, voice urgent. "Do not antagonize the alien monarch." Adrian whispered back, "I think we're past that stage." He straightened and spoke again in her language, deliberately. "The cosmic crab applies for a job in the royal fleet." A ripple of confusion passed through the alien advisors. Their long ears flicked, uncertain. Adrian continued. "The officer asks, 'Do you have any combat skills?' The crab says, 'No, but I bring my own shelter.'" A translator drone buzzed to life, voice hesitant. Possible meaning detected. Aquatic armored organism, seeking employment. Unclear humor structure. The chamber remained frozen, a collective stillness that made the human diplomat's palms sweat. Then it happened. The queen's eyes widened, not with anger, not with shock, but with recognition. A long, tense moment passed, and then she laughed, loudly, unapologetically, a sound so foreign yet infectious it made gravity itself feel optional for a few officials. One human whispered in disbelief, Is she malfunctioning?" Adrian rubbed his neck. "If she is, I think I caused it." Her laughter subsided slowly, though quiet chuckles still escaped as she regarded Adrian directly. "Where did you hear that joke, human?" Adrian opened his mouth and realized utterly that he had absolutely no idea.